What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Camille, and in today's video I wanted to do something different, something that I've been meaning to do for a while, and that is to show y'all what my everyday makeup routine looks like. I've gotten a lot of questions from both friends and family, as well as compliments, thank you guys so much, of what I use to even out my complexion, how I get my complexion looking like this. I definitely wanted to come on here and show you guys what I do and how I do it. Quick disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert when it comes to beauty, although I have had a lot of years of practice with trial and error of putting makeup on in combination with performing for multiple shows and events. So I've definitely gotten the hang of how to put my makeup on and what works for me. So this is just what I do. This is in no way, shape, or form a tutorial. So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys stick around for the entire thing to see exactly how I do this beat from start to finish. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Also, I do want to give you guys a heads up that there are 2 to 3 plumbers that are currently at my house right now working on fixing a leak that we've had for the last 8 months or so. And so if you hear some noise in the background, if you hear some yelling in the background, those are the plumbers that are downstairs. So please bear with me. Please ignore the noise and the chaos that's happening in the background. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh my gosh, I've never done a makeup tutorial. I don't even want to call this a makeup tutorial, but I've never, like, if you guys have been watching my videos for a while now, you know that I don't really do a lot of sit down and talking videos. I mainly post vlogs, but this is exciting. Oh my god. So on average, it only takes me about maybe 10 to 13 minutes to complete this makeup look. I do this pretty much every day on the days where I work or plan to go out and run errands, which today is that day. As you can see, I have some discoloration in my eyes, acne scars. I just want to be able to cover that up and even out my skin tone, which is what this makeup look does. The first product I am gonna go in with is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer Base. So it looks like this. Wow, I feel like such a beauty guru right now. This primer does a really good job at hydrating my skin while also keeping my makeup on. So it is very sticky in texture. Once I go ahead and distribute it onto my skin, I then pat it. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of discoloration in my eye area, chin, mouth, and nose. I do like to go in with this LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer, and as you can see, it is a green color to help cancel out all the red tones in my skin. With this makeup look, a little goes a long way. Less is more with this makeup look. It does look like I'm adding a lot, but it's really not that much. So I'm just gonna add some in the inner corners here. Okay, on my eyelid, where you'll see all my veins. Pretty much the center of my face where there's a lot of discoloration. I find that blending this out with a brush is best because that pigmentation still stays there, whereas if I use a beauty blender, you'll still get some of the green pigment there. It just blends it out to almost nothing. So I like to use this Real Techniques domed shadow brush. I find it really useful to blend out concealer after letting it sit for maybe like 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. Nice patting motions. And as you can see, there's still a lot of that green pigment there, so that it really cancels out that redness underneath the foundation. Now that we have the color correction on, I'm looking like a freaking mess. I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I love this stuff. It's lightweight, has really good coverage, but I am using the shade Y365, and I don't use this every day. I use this often. Let's just say that. What I mean. So I take about that much onto this palette. Take this pointy end, we're gonna dip it into the corner just like this. But I'm gonna take this and then we're gonna use this as kind of like our artist palette, if you will. I like to start around the eyes and work my way out. So, and as you can see, it covers that green color corrector right up. And I just take the rest of it and I take it onto my eyelid. cover up any sort of redness. And then again, same thing with the other side there. So you could see the difference. Looks a lot more even, more brighter, and we still have that color corrector on the right eye. So again, dipping into the palette, getting that foundation and starting with the inner corner of the eye and working our way out. Now that we have both eyes evened out, we're gonna go ahead with the rest of the foundation from this palette and even out the rest of my complexion. So that's about it right there. Everything looks evened out. The setting powder I'm gonna go ahead and use is the Laura Mercier setting powder. This is the translucent shade. I can't talk, but this is really nice because this is super lightweight on the Makeup Forever foundation. It just sets the foundation really nicely. But I'm gonna take some of the product and dump it into the lid. This is taking forever. Okay, and we're gonna take this Morphe E53 brush. I love this brush, but I'm just gonna dip into the lid like so. Tap off the excess, and then again, I'm gonna start with the under eyes, go onto the lids, and then work my way out. And y'all are just gonna love the faces I make when I apply makeup. I just really like this combination because it doesn't make my skin look cakey. At least in my opinion, it doesn't. Like, I can wear this every day for sure. Okay, so we just set our face with that Laura Mercier translucent powder. Everything is looking nice and even. We're now gonna go in with some matte bronzer. Here I'm using the NYX Makeup matte bronzer in the shade medium MBB03. I mean, this is a very straightforward standard bronzer. Doesn't have the best wear time. I do find that this bronzer fades after maybe like 3-4 hours. But other than that, I love it. As you can see, I've hit pan on it and it comes with a very nice mirror. With that, I'm gonna take this tapered bronzer brush by Real Techniques. I've had this for years and it's well loved, but it's such good quality. It's lasted for so long. I'm just gonna go in. It's a darker shade. Even though it says medium, for me, it's pretty dark. So what I do is I swirl once and then I tap off the excess and then I just kind of build off of that. And I'm not adding this bronzer to create any sort of like sharp contours. I'm just doing this to add warmth to the face, add some dimension to the face. So you could see the difference here. I look pretty flat on this side, and then on this side, because I've added a little bit of warmth, with bronzer, without bronzer, with bronzer, without bronzer. Add some to the forehead, my temples. I don't go ham again because this shade is pretty dark. And then some to my chin and jawline. Cool. So now that we have our bronzer on, I don't know why on camera it looks hella blotchy on this side, but whatever. Now we're gonna go in with some highlight. I've had this highlight for years, so if it looks hella crusty, don't judge me. This highlighter is by MAC, as you can see here, and the shade is called Soft and Gentle. That might sound familiar to some of y'all, but this is a tried and true highlighter. This highlighter alone is like $30. I remember when I first got this, I remember just like saving up my allowance money to get this, and yes, this product is that old, but this is a very sentimental product to me. We're just gonna swirl this Morphe I can't read that number. There's a number on there and I can't read it. And we're gonna take that with this highlighter, top off the excess, and then just hit those high points of my cheeks. And I really like this highlighter because it's a mineral highlighter, so it's not, I mean, there's pigment obviously, but it's not too harsh of a pigment. I can really just go in free-handedly with this brush and apply this highlight, and it's not gonna look like a stripe on my face. And then furthermore, I go back in with this bronzer brush and I kind of blend that out even more. And then now I'm gonna go in with some blush. I don't always wear blush, but today, since I'm off, it is a beautiful day in the Bay. It's a blush day. So I'm gonna go in with, again, oh my gosh, all of my products are super crusty, but this Milani Baked Blush in the shade Bellissimo Bronze. So this is a darker kind of coral pink with like gold flecks that run through it. This is so pretty. I really like this. Like I mentioned, I'm not too big of a blush gal, but this is perfect. And again, I like to add a little bit, little by little. Less is more, so that you're not adding too much and you're just like, oh shit, how do I get this off? I don't like to add blush to like right on top of the apples of my cheeks, because as you can see, I have a pretty round face. So again, I kind of like to work my way to the front. Just really lightly adding that blush right in between the bronzer and the highlight. Sweeping it a little bit on the fronts of my cheeks, but not too much. So that's just a little bit of color there. Yeah, cool. But
Mauricio, ¿todo bien?
okay, I think he finally went downstairs. So moving on, now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the eyes. I keep them very simple. I don't do eyeshadow. I don't even put eyeliner on anymore. We're just gonna mainly do the brows and mascara. So for the brows, I'm just gonna take a spoolie and brush out the hairs on my brows, just to get them all brushed out and remove the excess powder products that may have gotten into my brows while we were applying a base. And then while I'm at it, sometimes I just like brush my baby hairs out of the way. I keep my brow routine pretty simple. I use 3 products: Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim brow pencil, spoolie on one end, and then a really fine tip pencil on the other. So we're gonna go in with this first, and what I do with this is that I just underline the shape of my brows to define them. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in a little closer. And then my newfound love to natural yet full looking brows is this NYX Professional Makeup Lift and Snatch brow tip pen, or brow tint pen. If you guys could see that this pen has a really fine tip. I'm just gonna use the really fine tip to make teeny tiny hair-like strokes of my brows. Last step for my brows is to take some brow glue. This is the brow glue that I'm using by NYX. This stuff is like super glue for your brows. It's called the brow glue. I apply the brow glue in the opposite direction that my brow hairs are laying, and then I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia brow brush and redefine that shape. This just ensures that every brow hair is coated with glue. So we're gonna let that sit so that it gets somewhat tacky. I'm gonna take that brow brush, and then I usually brush them out with the point down. This brow gel will definitely keep your brow hairs in place. So that's it for the brows. We're then gonna move on to mascara, and I use 2 products. I use a primer and I use a lengthening mascara. This is the primer that I'm gonna be using is by L'Oreal, the Voluminous Mascara Primer. So we're gonna go in with one thin coat of this, just on the top lashes here. That's what my lashes look like with a light coat of primer. And then, but I'm gonna go in with this tubing mascara that I discovered thanks to my auntie. Thank you, Tita Monica, for showing me this mascara. But oh my god, this is a game changer. This mascara that I'm gonna be using today is by Thrive Cosmetics. I freaking love this mascara. It's called the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. This is what the wand looks like. So again, it's more of like a lengthening mascara. I don't recommend building with it because you're gonna get clumps. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the mascara the same way I applied the primer. A couple swipes on top and then working my way up from root to tip. I like to tilt my mirror back because it helps me see the bottoms of my lashes. Guys, okay, there's some mascara on my eyelid. I'll remove that in a second, but do we see how much this mascara lengthened my lashes? But I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the left side and then I'll be right back. I tried to apply a thin coat of mascara, but it kind of just built up. As you can see, that mascara is everything. It lengthens my lashes. It also thickens my lashes. The only step I have left to do is to set my makeup. I use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist for a bottle. It's between $16 and $20. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to set the beat. So while that dries, in the mornings, I don't got time to sit and wait for this to dry, so I have a fan. And during this time, I like to think about what I'm gonna head into for that day, positive affirmations, and I kind of just fan my face for a good 30 seconds to a minute, and this definitely speeds up the process. And then, last thing I like to do, this isn't part of the makeup, but I go in with a perfume. And the one that I've been loving lately is by Oribe Côte d'Azur. If you're familiar with the hair care brand Oribe, this is their signature scent in a roller ball type of packaging. So yeah, after I put some perfume on and set my makeup, that's pretty much all I do for my everyday makeup routine. I'm gonna go ahead and get this hair fixed, get this raggedy ass headband out of my hair, and I will be right back. All right, everyone, I am back. I went ahead and brushed my hair out. This is the final reveal for my everyday makeup routine. I really like and turn to this makeup look for a lot of occasions. I really hope you took something away from this video, although I am not an expert when it comes to beauty. This is just what I know, what I like to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to like this video if you like more videos like this. It's definitely something different from what I normally do on this channel. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel. It would mean a lot to me, as well as hitting the notification bell to get notified of any of my future uploads. And with all that being said, I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah!